Hello everyone, I am back with another pick a card. This pick a card is going to be angel messages. I'm using the Angelarium Year 2 deck, and I have 6 angels here. Even though I have 2 cards here, this is the same angel, and they fell out together, so I just kept them. So that might be meaningful to somebody. So, first angel has this aura quartz. And he is Sariel, Angel of the Waning Moon. And the message there says, as the earth tugs on the moon tugs back on the earth. For each force, another will always exist in perfect opposition. The lives of men and angels are similar. Though the power of one may be greater than the other, their existence reflects each other. Cool. Pile 2 is this Smoky quartz. I wonder if I should... I turned off some of the light. I'm still trying to figure out my lighting situation. No, I think it's fine. Smoky quartz. And Chazaqiel, Angel of Mist. The message there says, this place that is somewhere in the middle, where can I go if I'm denied flight? How can I stay if I'm denied presence? These questions fill the night air, crowding my wings and obscuring the light. But I know I am not the fog, but I also know that I am. Ooh, that's kind of deep. Pile 3 is this heart-shaped quartz. And the angel is Azazel, Angel of Sacrifices. I hope you can really get that part. And the message there is, tonight we pour the water from our bowls, the warmth from our hearths. Okay, let me start over. Tonight we pour the water from our bowls, the warmth from our hearths, and the breath from our flock. I really struggled with those THs. We bring an end to these necessities, not for their destruction, but in their honor. For in their absence, we can truly see their glory. Whoa. I love these cards. Pile 4 is this, I think this is a rutilated quartz. It's not quite healer quartz. Well, it is sort of like healer quartz, actually. And the Asbeel, Angel of Ruin. And the message there is, the great sage Asbeel was a beloved storyteller. Gifts were brought to him regularly from those who wished to hear him speak, a tradition he loved. His dictation started at dawn each day. The constant stream of tokens he was presented meant he spent his days speaking almost without end. When war came, he held out hope for peace. Wow. And pile 4 is this, I call it like fairy quartz. I found it in the forest by the mountains. And it has like very cool colors in it. And for that one is Turiel, Angel of the Mountain. So both of them came out together when I was kind of shuffling, trying to decide the piles. So I figured they're meant to come out together. You can see slight differences between the two. One seems to be like the mountains where it's cold and in the clouds, and one seems to be more earthy type mountains. So, earthy mountain message is, the first watcher of the East. The way Turiel carried his massive stature was a matter of public spectacle. His feats of strength were sometimes put to good use, but often bled into showmanship. The praise people showered him with seemed to sustain the angel almost as much as food and water. It's kind of Leo-like energy, huh? And then, cloudy one. Here I remain, under a mountain made of many hands, all reaching and all taking. I press my body closer to that which I must keep. It is mine, and I will shield it from the misery of other hands. I can feel their gaze fall on it like an avalanche. Their greed feeds my convictions, so here I remain. It's it. The dwarves coming from your mountain? Is that it? Pile 6 is this rose quartz. I wrapped it a long time ago and I just never unwrapped it. And it's Rahab, Angel of the Deep. Pretty cool. The message there is, Rahab ferried the bodies of the dead into the sea. His promise to mankind was to bring them to a place where they would never be disturbed. They prayed that the abyss would give the dead peace. No one could know for sure except the Grim Watcher. The passage into darkness was a place of no return. It was his home and his alone. That is its nature. Well, yeah, that's pretty deep. So take a moment to pick your pile or piles, and I will start with pile 1. Hi, pile 1. You have chosen this Aura Quartz and Sariel, Angel of the Waning Moon. So you can get a better look at that one there again. I got a nicer camera, and it definitely focuses better. So hopefully you can see things better. So I'm going to put that up here. Oh wait, or should I put it in the middle? Yeah, we can do the middle. So you can see it still. So I pre-pulled some oracle cards to get some idea of what these messages are going to mean. So first I have the Miracles Now deck. Let's see what the first one is. I am not the victim. I am the lighthouse. When I feel blocked, emotionally distressed, or overwhelmed, I turn to my breath. And then healing magic. Dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. And then anchoring the light. The light is always within me. So that's another light. Breathing techniques, rest. So it seems to me, pile 1, you are going through some tough times right now. And angels are reminding you of, how do you say, healthy coping techniques, and that you are a person here to help others by anchoring light into the earth. So, you know, they say people who go through the most in life are the ones that can heal the best, because they're the ones who understand the pain of others who have been through things similar to them, or just anything. I mean, I don't have to be, I've had my own strife, and I don't have to have the same exact strife as other people to understand what it means to be sad, to be depressed, to be stressed out. So I feel like maybe you're going through a difficult time and you've done a lot of work on yourself, and you're just maybe finding yourself slipping back, retreating into your shell, and you're being reminded that you're here and you went through these things so you can be a light for others. Let me see what his message says. Yeah. This, based on his message about one for each force, another will always exist in perfect opposition, this might be due to frustration that despite all the work you do and all the things that you try to bring to others, that you may still have people in your immediate vicinity or within your family that are still struggling and don't seem to be receptive to your messages, or willing or able to do the same work you've done. And that can be heartbreaking and also frustrating at the same time. And I think we almost go through like stages of grief when it comes to dealing with the fact that certain people close to us are not going to heal or even want to do the same work that we've done. And it starts out, I feel like, as like, what is anger, you know, being angry, or maybe it's denial, like, no, I'm sure if I just told them, my experience, or I told them about these tools, they'd be able to do the same thing I do. And then you kind of get angry when you see that they're not. And then once you realize that maybe they're either not capable or they're just not meant to in this lifetime, there is a grief process to go through. Knowing that you may not lose that person in your life, but once you've reached a certain level of consciousness, you're not going to relate to them the same way. You're not going to have the same attachment. It is kind of like losing people. Even though they're still there, it feels like you've lost them because you're just not on the same vibration. You're not on the same wavelength anymore. So I feel like there's some of this going on, that maybe there might be some low points where you're like, what's even the point of doing this? Am I, in some ways, I wouldn't call it self-sabotage, but almost feeling like the more you grow, the more alone you'll be. This could be something that is causing a bit of sadness inside of you, and maybe causing you to turn towards less healthy coping mechanisms. So I think you're just being reminded that you do have a big purpose here, that you are one of the people that is meant to bring light into the world. And that begins with your own healing. That begins with your own rising consciousness. So I have the tarot deck. My friend just got this for me. It's the Shadowscapes Tarot. And I'll see if there's any other messages on that. But that seems to be the main idea, is that you're sad about, you've reached kind of let's say, low point or plateau, whatever you want to call it. And this could be due to you losing friends or just not enjoying yourself around friends and family like you used to. It just feels kind of like feelings of isolation, that it's kind of pointless, that you've learned all these things, but sometimes you still slip up, which is okay. We're not perfect. Let's see. Okay. 6 of Wands. 7 of Cups. Okay, I think that's it for now. And bottom is 8 of Swords. So, let's see what these other cards are. Ace of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. And then Queen of Pentacles. So, this could be in a couple areas of your life that maybe you're feeling a little bit isolated, like you haven't really found your tribe yet. But I feel like with this 8 of Swords at the bottom, oh, look at this 2 of Cups, it's very cute. This feels like anxiety is striking, and this is probably why you're getting this about needing rest and your breath. It seems like anxiety and kind of intrusive thoughts striking in this situation. I feel with the 6 of Wands here that maybe you feel like you're not getting the recognition you deserve. And I'm drawn to the fact that his hand is up. It's like trying to guide people and trying to give these messages, but you're not getting recognition. And it's almost like if people aren't listening to you and listening to your advice, it's almost like they don't recognize the positive changes and all the work that you've done on yourself. And it can be hard not to think that way, but the fact is, I mean, do we do like Olympic athletes think because no one else is going to become, like if this Olympic swimmer is doing so well, and the fact that I wouldn't try to become one, does that mean I don't recognize them as much? No. And maybe that doesn't feel like the same thing, but we don't need recognition, or we don't need people to follow our example in order to be recognized by them or for our positive changes to be noticed. And you can never dismiss how people might feel a bit insecure when when they see your light shining. Like, people still in the shadow are afraid of the light, and you don't want to dim your light to not scare them off. And I feel maybe that could be what you slip into when you get into this anxious energy. And I don't think it's a conscious thing, like, I gotta tone it down or else nobody likes me. I think it's just something that naturally happens when you're feeling in a low vibe. The Seven of Cups here, I'm looking at it. So I'm getting this idea of imagining that things would be different, that you could help so many people, that you could heal, like healing generational trauma, or, generational curses and the things that they say, like you would have seen that in your immediate vicinity and within your family. But sometimes you're doing that stuff for the future generations and you're not going to really see the outcome in the current generation. So I feel like you imagined a life in which, by you being such a bright light, by you healing, this would like just trickle down to everyone else. And in some ways it does, but you might not see the results of that right away, if ever, depending on, what the other people's journey is in this lifetime. This Ace of Swords is here. So looking at this Ace of Swords next to this Eight of Swords, because the Swan's here, I feel this is kind of telling you to get out of your funk a bit, rely on your friends, get guidance from higher sources, and also like recognize your transformation. Look at all these butterflies here. Honor your transformation, that you do well, and sometimes you will be human and slip back into bad habits, but that doesn't mean the butterfly doesn't go back to being a caterpillar, so you don't have to worry about becoming your old self. And then Knight of Pentacles. I wasn't sure, this whole side here, I kind of default to the traditional meaning of the Pentacles cards, the Eight of Pentacles being work. But I feel like this is about kind of self-care too. Like the work is not always being this knight and doing all your duties and slaying your demons. And sometimes it's just taking care of yourself, treating yourself nicely, taking that salt bath, to purify your energy, doing that meditation, taking that rest. The work is not always hustling. The work is not always like super tough things or being like very hard on yourself. So I think that message is here too, just breathe, just rest, and things could seem a lot better just after like a vacation, or if you can do that, just a weekend of not doing anything if you have that luxury, or a day off without doing anything. Like, don't worry about cleaning your house. Don't worry about meal planning, which, do you, because it could be more stressful not to have the meal plan. I understand that. I don't meal plan, but I know people that do. It's like it throws off their entire routine if they don't. So I think those are kind of like the advice that you're being given from the angels. So I made these homemade cards with messages on them. So we'll see what those cards say too. Let's see. Full moon rituals. So kind of that bath. The bath thing is kind of a full moon ritual because full moon is a time of release. So that is a ritual. And also, what's another full moon ritual? Well, just no, is that good for the full art? Like trying to see your aura is like a full or new moon technique or something. You can also charge your crystals or something too. Or make moon water. Let's see. Set boundaries. So this might be an issue if you really are dealing with people that you notice aren't evolving, then you might just have to pull back from them or not. I would say, not just cut them off completely, but I know like I've had to kind of pull back from giving advice or just taking on too much for people from people that aren't really kind of taking accountability or doing their own work. For me, I feel I just hand the tools, I give them messages. I'm not really here to help someone along the same way a therapist might or another trained professional. In fact, I got my Reiki certification. I don't use it on anybody. I only use it on myself because I kind of feel like it's not my calling to take that kind of direct role in a person's healing journey. And then let go of resentment. So you might still, if you're in that grief process about the people that are close to you, you might still be feeling a bit of that. Who knows what people have done to you in the past? Who knows how many people haven't appreciated your compassion or your attempt to help them along? Seeing the answers. Oh, wow. So you know how people say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink? I came up with in my head, popped in, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't convince them that they need water to survive. That's how bad some people are. So last thing I'm going to do is roll angel numbers. So let's see. 950. Let's see what 950 says. The changes that have been occurring have been created and curated by God. Have faith in the bigger picture. So that's all the angel messages I have for you, pile one. I hope they help you. Thank you. Hi, pile two. You have chosen the Smoky Quartz and Chazaqiel, Angel of Mist. So I've already pre-picked your oracle cards, so I'll get those out to see what the general theme of this message is. So first one is the Miracles Now deck, and I let go and allow the universe to do her thing. Second one is I let my intimate relationships be my greatest learning devices for spiritual growth and healing. So is that intimate, like romantic, or? And then healing mantra cards, sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. Oh, and this is here. That was part of what he said. Activating the third eye. I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. So those are kind of related. So I would say there might be some trouble in your personal relationships, and I think there's problems with uncertainty, not being able to control the situation or predict what a person's going to do or know what they're doing is maybe causing you some, I don't know, how do you say? I think, the trouble with letting things play out as they're going with the flow. And I think activating the third eye is here because you're meant to trust more in your intuition on a situation and think clearly is the key, like not jumping to conclusions, knowing when a person's actions are a bad sign and when it's just a person being a person. The sharing shame is pretty interesting. This kind of seems like afraid to be vulnerable or fear of intimate relationships. So you could be a person that has been single for a while or just got out of a bad relationship and maybe try testing the waters again. And you're finding yourself probably or maybe afraid if the same things will repeat from another bad relationship. But even those past bad relationships, you are being encouraged to see what you learned from them and maybe try to see them in a different light, in a different perspective. And now I'm thinking like this angel of mist, there could be some cloudiness surrounding the third eye too. And probably that's why that this card came out. There's a problem with trusting your intuition or being able to have a clear head in situations. So I'm just feeling like this is a lot of maybe pessimism regarding a relationship or even putting yourself out there, whether it be romantic or friendship. There might be this idea that you're kind of just better off alone and maybe you're just not meant to be with other people, things like that. So overall, I'm thinking that you really need to be comfortable being vulnerable with someone else. And just like, even if it's just one person and it's your friend, if you're not ready for a romantic relationship or you're already in one, I think this is really about developing that true closeness with another person. So someone that you really feel you're free to be yourself, flaws and all. I think that maybe in the past you had people that were too critical of you or didn't accept everything about you. Maybe they told you you were weird, or maybe they told you that you were too this or that, you're too skinny, you're too fat, just anything. It seems like you might have put up with that sort of thing for such a long time that maybe you just believe that's how all people are, and specifically with you. So maybe you're finally being placed in a situation where you could be someone or be drawn to someone, but you seem to be a little bit afraid. Maybe situations keep going wrong, quote unquote wrong. And something I think Esoteric said the other day, you got to be careful reading blogs and posts about relationships because they're largely negative. And once you I've been following a couple people on Medium, and like the more I read this stuff, the more I'm like, oh, they're very hurt. They're coming from a very traumatic place. So you have to take that into consideration if you're reading things that are automatically telling you someone's abusive or someone just is never going to commit to you or they're just a bad person. Things happen, where the thing about relationships, especially as you get older, we get busy. We have our own things to do. And the older you get, the harder it becomes to blend your life with another person. So it's not the same as when you were younger, and you guys didn't really have much to do. So I think that's also part of the letting go and allowing the universe to do her thing. Because some of these situations that are causing you doubt might be happening to teach you how to trust your own intuition, to teach you not to always assume the worst in a situation. But I think the key thing is if it's a person that you feel very comfortable around or you feel like you could be yourself around, that's what you need the most at this point is just the ability to breathe and be yourself and not worry, not harken back to those times where someone was trying to control you or being overcritical. So I have the Shadowscape Tarot, which is a deck my friend got me for my birthday. So we'll see what other messages come out about this. Just 2 cards here. Okay, maybe I need to look at them first. First it is 6 of Cups. So feel this is telling you like it's time to find your soulmates. It's time to find your soul tribe. You can't just stick and isolate yourself. Then Queen of Wands. And I feel it's because you have a lot to offer people. You're attracting people right now. And maybe that's also intimidating you a bit because you feel like you're not ready for all this attention or you're not ready for people to come in. And I think you need to rethink that. See if anything else. Okay. So bottom is the Magician. So I do feel you're probably a very charismatic, very interesting person. So naturally, the more you're yourself, the more you're going to attract people. But it's almost as if you're not ready to face that the old you, the old cycle has ended and you're in a new cycle now, one in which you will be allowed to be who you are. And you don't have to constantly worry that someone's going to hurt you or people are not going to accept you. And this Page of Pentacles here. See what's underneath. 5 of Swords. Okay. What am I getting from this Page of Pentacles? Oh, okay. So what I'm drawn to is that this fairy is on top of the sleeping dragon. So I feel like this is this idea that the world is kind of a big scary place and that it won't take much to awaken the dragon. It won't take much to be in a precarious situation. And you know what? If you have to take baby steps, page steps, as you're finally getting used to opening up to people or letting people in or sharing yourself more with others, then so be it. That's what you have to do. I think it's like you're putting out this queen energy, which is attracting, but you're kind of not ready to process it all. So you're still in this page energy when it comes to processing. But I think, by, acknowledging that your past cycle has ended, that you're a new person now, will help you in embracing your authenticity. I think that's the biggest key here is embracing your authenticity and then finding people or recognizing that when people like you for who you are, when people are accepting you for who you are and they're here for your good, not for any kind of nefarious reason. And the more you can trust your intuition, the more you'll be confident that the people around you, if they're your soul tribe or not. This is actually really cute. So it's like a little fairy girl having a tea party. It's very cute. So I feel like you're definitely ready to get out there and meet your soulmates. You're ready to get out there and share yourself with the people that you trust and are close to you to make you more confident to get out there in the world and show who you truly are. Because you're going to continue to grow and you're going to continue to attract people to you. You have, it seems like, many talents to share. This fairy here is using a harp. I feel you have a lot of things that you could share with people that people would enjoy. and you shouldn't be worried that one day they're going to turn on you. And even if they do, let go. Let go. Because it either, that's them, or it's just a lesson you have to learn. I mean, I know we go through a period where it seems like everything's a lesson. Everything's a lesson. Can I get some blessings? But we get small blessings along the way. So also keep that in mind too. So I have some homemade cards I made with extra messages. So let's see what we get there. Pay attention to details. So this might be for your third eye message, that there's some things that you might be missing. Pay attention to your dreams. So that's also kind of a third eye thing. So there's maybe a lot of things could be flying under the radar with you. I don't know in what situation or why, but there's definitely some stuff trying to come through and be shown to you. This to me. Let go of resentment. Again, that could be about your past situations. Creative outlets will help, if you have these talents here, like instruments. And then work on your confidence. And that has definitely been a theme. So the last thing I'm going to do is roll an angel number for you. So let's see. 2, 6, 5. Let's see what the book says. And I almost didn't find this book. And this book runs away from me sometimes. Oh, you're being invited to show up for yourself the way you show up for others. Nice. All right, so that's all I have for you, pile 2. Hopefully that helps you. Thanks. Hello, pile 3. You chose this heart-shaped quartz. And Azazel, the angel of sacrifices. Already based on his message, I'm wondering what you're sacrificing. So I have oracle cards that I pre-pulled, and we'll see what the themes of this message are. I get the Miracles Now card. And the first one is, when I've overshared, I simply say, wait, why am I talking? Oh, well, okay. Then I don't need to find my purpose. My purpose will find me. And then allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. And then unraveling codependency. Only I have to feel good about my choices. So this seems so far to be, I want to say chaotic. This seems like a bit chaotic energy. If I had to guess, you may just be starting on your spiritual journey, on your path to healing. You may still kind of be a bit in your situation. And I think it's because you feel a huge sense of duty in your current situation, but it's not right for you. You know that it's not where you belong, that you should be moving on, but I think there's this weight of people depending on you that's kind of getting to you. And with this allowing appreciation, do I feel like this is allowing others to appreciate you, or just appreciating the good things in your situation, for what they were, even if they're no longer there, and finding the courage to move on? And the oversharing card, I can relate to that. I think most mature people know when you've got an overshare, you've got a person who's not quite ready to face their situations or don't know how to handle their situations. So I think you're getting to the point where you're just kind of in I keep getting like chaotic and misaligned, because it's like you have one foot in one world and one foot in the other. Or I would even say it's not even in the other world. You have like one foot in limbo, because you're not ready to completely step out of your situation until you know where you're going. But there's this idea that you need to have some really noble, compelling reason to leave where you are now. Like, I can't leave my corporate job unless I'm going to a nonprofit, and that's how I can. That's the reason I say I left. You know, I really feel like helping people. I can't say I'm sick of this job and I don't want to do this anymore. It's not fulfilling. Like, there's something like you feel you're not allowed to admit when a situation is too much for you. You're not allowed to admit when you've reached your limit in something. I feel like also kind of like this hero energy. I don't know why. Like a warrior spirit inside, and this is probably why you've gotten so far in a situation that's not suited for you. You have this idea like only you are strong enough, and that's not even in a conceited way. That's just in a purely, I'd say, almost sacrificial way. Like no one else can really. I don't want to put people through this. This is tough. You know, I can do it. I'm fine. I'm strong. When you just don't really need to do it anymore. Oh no, no, just sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I think there's this idea like you want to be the hero and alleviate people's suffering by suffering for them. And that's not quite the way you should be doing it. Yeah, you don't have to take all the bullets for everyone. The way you can be a hero is by advising people to get out of the bullets, or telling it, hey, don't go to that place where they're shooting bullets. You can kind of prevent situations and be a hero by not even being in these situations to catch the bullets, if that makes any sense. I just feel, well, you could be a frontline worker or something like that. Yeah, you could work in a very demanding, duty-minded job like that. Yeah, where you feel like almost pulling yourself out of the action would feel like doing nothing. Like it's almost like you don't feel you could be as effective um, being at home or in another place where you're not interacting with people or directly having impact on people. Like you could still, there's all kinds of jobs that help people without actually having to talk to people or like be directly involved in their lives. And maybe that's something you need to find. Because I feel like the more you're around people, the more you want to carry their burdens for them. And I think you're carrying so much, you're almost like spilling out your own stuff. You're almost like not able to handle your own stuff either. It's kind of like you're overflowing with different energies, because I think you're taking on too many people's energies. But you're afraid to leave this without knowing you could still be of use. You could still be having an impact. And there's just other ways to have impact that don't involve directly taking on everyone else's things, especially physically taking on anything. So I need the tarot card and see what other messages come out. I've got the Shadowscapes Tarot, which my friend got me for my birthday. It's a really cute deck so far. I like it. Oh man, the ragweed of fall. I didn't think I was that allergic to ragweed. Alright, let's see what we have here. Oh, just flew over there. Come on. Four of Swords. Resting. Okay, Ace of Wands. You get to keep focuses. The Queen of Swords. Oh, this is pretty cool. Queen of Swords. And Queen of Cups. Oh, nice. Oh, this is pretty cool. Two queens. Queen of Swords and Cups kind of like not quite opposing energies, but two sides. And the Hangman at the bottom. So I feel like you're definitely being told you need to rest, heal, and purify yourself of all these chaotic energies. I think, yeah, this Ace of Wands and this purpose finding will find me. I feel like you will get a burst of inspiration on what your path is. And when the time comes, don't be afraid to move on, you know, and then follow your heart in a situation. Because this here, I only have to feel good about my choices. That's very like Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups combination. Like Queen of Swords, only I rule this, I direct my life. And Queen of Cups, like doing what I enjoy. The Hangman means I think you're going to be, unfortunately, in this limbo situation for a bit. And that's kind of why I thought this seemed like the beginning of a spiritual journey. Spiritual journeys are always much longer than you think they might be. I feel like, I don't know about you, but, or anyone else, but to me, the type of person I am, I was like, what? Spiritual journey? Let me read the books. Okay, hopefully I get to this point soon, you know. Am I done with this yet? And here I am like 3 years later, and I feel like I'm finally like, okay, fine. This is just going to go on for however long it's going to go on, you know. And just appreciate the milestones, the mile markers, as you will. Just appreciate that, because this limbo is it's going to last a bit, and you're going to feel like you're not making any progress, or you're kind of like not doing anything. But this is a time of rest, and it's an important time, and I'm glad I kind of find that out like halfway through, how important the limbo stage is. Because it is giving you time to rest. It is giving you time to purge yourself of all the old energies, of all the old resentments, and kind of rebalance yourself. Because I am getting this like balance of mind and heart with the Swords and Cups. It's giving you time to focus on yourself. Because I also believe that Queen energy is internal energy, you know. Queen takes care of the domestic, King takes care of the, you know, external, the international. So I do feel like this inspiration will come to you. So it is important to get your rest now and be okay now. I need to blow my nose again. Sorry about that. Oh, man. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing here is that you need to get out of the sacrificing energy, the hero energy, and start resting up and rebalancing yourself for your next stage in life, which is not going to be so heavy on this self-sacrificial. It seems like it's going to be, you know, with this Ace of Wands, it's going to be a time where you can enjoy yourself and you can be creative, and that you can kind of say no without feeling bad, and really enjoy yourself with this Queen of Cups. And I think if you start your healing and you start your resting, you might find yourself being a little bit more stable or stable feeling. So I have some homemade cards with additional messages. I'll see what they have to say. Man, I can't believe that one sneeze is just... It's just wrecking me. I might only do 2 piles or 3 piles today. Okay, first one. Oh, this is a lot of cards. Try meditation. That will help too. We'll put that here. There's 4 souls. Open your heart. And this is Queen of Cups. Yes. You are awesome. You are a hero. Then reconnect with an old friend. Oh, you might need some help. Reflect on past choices and maybe not talk about them so much. And moderation. And then treat yourself. Yeah, that's good for these energies. So you do really have to start taking care of yourself and know that you've already done a lot. You're great. So you don't have to keep worrying about how you can do more to prove yourself or anything like that. Now I have the angel numbers. I will roll one for you. Oh, 227. I almost thought it was 222. I've never got like a true angel number in a roll. Gods and angels have heard your prayers and are working to deliver the solution that is best for everyone involved in the current situation. So trust that if you're worried about being the hero or how people are going to do without you, they're being taken care of. So don't worry about it. Just worry about yourself. And that's all I have for you, pile 3. Hopefully this helps you. Thanks. Hi, pile 4. You chose the healer's quartz or the root-related quartz? And Asbeel, the angel of ruin. This one was pretty cool to me. Is he holding his hand? Help. Oh. Hopefully it's not a baby. Oof. Oh, anyway, this is about a war anyway. Or this is a storyteller and he waited for the war to end is what it says. So things kind of like collapsed around him and he was just waiting for it to end. I wonder if he intervened or not. Probably not. So I pre-pulled oracle cards so we can see what the theme of this message will be. I have the Miracles Now oracle deck, and the first card is, when I allow others to support me, I support them too. Then the second card is, I allow people to witness their behavior so I can help them move beyond it. Oh, wow. And then you got 4 healing mantra cards. So first is welcoming surrender. The message is, there's no problem, only destiny being revealed. And then deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way. I have to put this here. Yes, should be fine. Then healing heartbreak. My heart will love again. Polishing my heart. Feeling is a power that helps me heal. So this angel of ruin, obviously something here collapsed. Something here, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's kind of really in our face that something really bad happened here. And I guess you're meant to take on the example of the angel of ruin who just waited for the war to end. It's like there's not a lot you can do in this situation. And the answer is to just kind of let it go. Don't get involved and just surrender to what's going to happen. But in the meantime, you need to be healing. I feel like now I got to switch these. This seems to be happening too, like the cards really on the side. So there's a situation here where something happened, you were powerless to do anything, and maybe you tried to intervene, maybe you tried to stop somebody from doing something, but they still did it anyway. So now, I don't know, maybe you think it's pretty much doom for them or doom for the situation, but it seems as if you needed to step back, that you just needed to let things happen as they did. Like, it's kind of like letting someone hit rock bottom so they'll finally take accountability for their own actions and do something. So I feel that that's maybe what happened in this situation. And now you have to kind of heal from that situation. You have to process your own grief on it. I feel like you've spent so much time probably trying to support this person or situation. You spent so much time trying to nurture it, maybe try to direct it and prevent it, but in the end you weren't successful. So now you have to really concentrate on your own healing. And yes, getting support from others. Maybe people don't even know that you've been going through this. Or maybe people don't even know what you've done. Or what you did or what you tried to do. And now you're just kind of... you're kind of being silent, or you're not telling anybody. Maybe people have seen what's happened and you've kind of just tried to avoid speaking about it. But I kind of feel like you need to share what happened to you so you could fully heal and move on. And maybe not let it close your heart to other people or the idea that you could get support from other people. It just kind of really feels like you've done a lot for someone else or like a group of people. You didn't get any appreciation, and it didn't prevent the negative outcomes you were trying to prevent by providing so much support, by providing so much help. And you almost feel like in those situations, you almost feel like you failed. If you failed with one group or with one situation, you can't move on to another situation. No situations will work out. There's something you did. If you only done this, if you only hadn't done that, and some things need to fail. Some people need to fall and learn their lessons on their own. I wonder how the people here who watch this happen, the war and the ruin, did they ever realize what they did? I wonder. So I have the Shadowscapes Tarot my friend bought me for my birthday. I'm going to get some cards on this and see what else it says. Overall, it feels like a very heavy energy, but resources are being made available to you so you can get through it and heal it. I feel like angels are really surrounding you right now. Angels are trying to give you the love and support you need. It's like not even guidance besides, hey, you're just going to have to let the situation go. You're going to have to just recognize that there's nothing you can do. Let's see, yeah, only my beliefs are in my way. I feel like you're holding on, and it's more of a mental thing. Because I feel your heart has no more to give to the situation. Let's see. Let's see what cards come out. bottom is? Nine of Pentacles. I feel that is like really concentrating on yourself. I don't have much room to put this anywhere. I'll put it right here. So the first card that came out was the Moon. So that's really getting deep into your feelings. Like they said, you need to feel your feelings. Then Death. That looks like a phoenix. So that means there's a rebirth too. Then Ten of Swords. Yeah. And then the High Priestess. These are really heavy energies. Very, very heavy energies. But with Nine of Pentacles at the bottom, and then Four of Wands, Three of Cups, Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Wow, there's so many good cards here at the bottom. Look at all these good cards. It's like you just need to get through this, and it's almost like you're missing the happy times or what ended, and they're trying to tell you if you can just get through this, properly heal, properly let go, there are more better times coming, like even better times, the times that will actually return to you, that are two-sided, that don't rely on you for everything, that don't have all these expectations of you. You just need to feel this and move past it, move through it, so you can come through on the other end with more wisdom, with more to offer other people and your experiences. But this is heavy. Death and Ten of Swords. That's really heavy energy. Super heavy energy. And Ten of Swords doesn't feel good. No. And sometimes you don't even know something is a Ten of Swords until you've had some time to process it. And I think that's why the Moon is here. It's almost like you were walking and getting splinters in your feet, and you can't even tell until you sit down and rest, and you're like, what the hell did I do to my feet? Like, what did I do? That's kind of what it feels like. Like, this is going to hit you, and you're going to need to not retreat within yourself, even though the Moon is here. Yes, commune with yourself. But if you see here, she's surrounded by fairies. Even though she's in the darkness, she's surrounded by fairies, and these fairies are helping her. So you do need support at this time. But just feel your feelings. Try to heal. Because I don't think that this situation had to end. With Death and Ten of Swords, it 100% had to end. It couldn't continue the way it was. And it had to end for your growth. And I feel because the High Priestess is here that you knew this was the eventual outcome. But it still was painful when it came. Oh. So I really feel for you. I really feel for you, pile 4. I had to check what pile you were, sorry. And that's where the healing quartz is here. You really need this. But yeah, just feel your feelings. You know what's good for me and what I turn to a lot during like my really tough times? You take a salt bath. Salt bath is, I think this is the second time I mentioned that. And you play some heart chakra music, like that stuff, that's just a potent combination. You know, get a candle, get some crystals, whatever you want to do, and just like let it all out in a bath. Because you're already in a bath, so it doesn't matter if you get wet by your tears. It's fine. I think this is tough, but once you get out, this phoenix, you will rise again. You'll rise again wiser and more able to appreciate when people do honor you, when people do give back to you, when people are supporting you. You will appreciate it more. It will take some getting used to if you've long been in a situation where the people weren't really equally giving back to you. It might take some getting used to deal with people who actually recognize you and appreciate you. So I have homemade cards. with messages. I'm going to see what they say. What the fuck, sauce? Yeah. So I meant this card to mean like when you don't really know what's going on, why has this all happened, but the why is only the sauce. That means it's extra. You don't really need to know why or what, or you don't need all the answers in this moment. You just need to move through it. You just need to just admit that you don't really know why anything's going on. You don't know, you don't have any control, and just like, yeah, just shake your head. What the hell? What is this? I don't understand. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay. I mean, you could have had some like real dumb petty stuff happen. You know, you could have had people turn on you that you never expected. You could have had just like, I don't know, your car get towed for no reason. You know, just something, things like that you're just like, what the hell? What the fuck? Why? You know? And this is just like, no, you just it is what it is. And then treat yourself is here again. So yeah, pampering, self-care. The baths, you know, they don't have to all be crying baths. You know, you can make it enjoyable. Okay. Oh, love yourself. Yep. And then reconnect with an old friend. This might be for the support. So yeah, don't be afraid. It's okay. You'll get through this. You didn't do anything wrong. Or if you did, you know, it's not anything 10 of swords wrong unless you like straight murdered somebody or something, you know. I'm sure if you're coming to this pile, you didn't do anything wrong that you would deserve the 10 of swords. How's that? So, yeah, I'm gonna roll an angel number as your final message. 736. Oh. You're being guided to upgrade your personal psychic protection methods. It is important to care for your energy and your emotional well-being. Cut the cords connecting you to the past and call on a supreme protection of heaven. Yes. Oh, man. Going through this 10 of Swords situation and this death situation, yeah, I definitely recommend pulling cords. There's a good Archangel Michael meditation, guided meditation. It's on this, I just randomly found it. This woman has like not a ton of views. I don't even think she uploads anymore, but she just did this really good guided meditation where Michael comes down, he cuts your cords, he cleans your aura, and then he refills it with light. And you could do that nightly. And during like my toughest times, I did that nightly, and until I felt like pretty good about things. So you probably need to do that too. You need to put yourself in a healing cocoon, basically. And like really bad cords, you can cut most cords with not so deep relationships. But if they were really deep connections and they were toxic it's advised by some people, and I've done this and I believe in this, to pull it like a weed. And this is if it's a like really toxic connection, like family member, romance, like longtime best friend sort of thing, and it went badly. You know, that's the sort of thing. And the visualization, you know, when you see cords, most of them are like small, you know, the ones that you create with people you interact with, but not on a deep level. The ones with your most intimate relationships, your closest relationships, are big. I always visualize them as big. And when they become corrupt or toxic, the cord does not look the same to me. It looks like a weed that needs to be pulled. So I would advise that. But when you do the pulling, it's not the same as the cutting. You have to, you know, like when you pull a weed, there's a bit of a hole in the soil, right? You need to like kind of fill it with light and heal it, kind of like a wound almost. So yeah, just look it up, cord pulling, and see if you can find a meditation on that. Well, that's all I have for you, Pile 4. I wish you the best in this situation, and I do hope that no matter what you do take some time to heal and take care of yourself in the situation. Thanks. Hi, Pile 5. You've chosen this, what I keep calling the fairy quartz. Let's see if I can get a bit closer. So getting used to this camera. It's not... See. I'm gonna wash out everything. Whoa. Yeah. You see it just has this like coppery veins to it. I thought it was really cool. So I got this in the mountains, or near the mountains. And then you have Turiel twins, the angel of the mountain. So I'm interested to see what this energy is and what this message is about. So I pre-pulled oracle cards. I've got the Miracles Now oracle deck. The first message is, when I shine bright, I give others permission to shine with me. Yeah, that's very on point for this angel. Then true abundance is an inside job. Nice. Oh, and this one was about them taking... Yeah. It is mine, I will shield it from the misery of other hands. Ooh, he needed to have abundance on the inside. And then the healing mantra cards, exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light appearing as all. Oh, this is really shiny. And then untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. That could also be an abundance thing. Wow, this is pretty on point. Like this idea of, what did it say here? The praise people showered him with seemed to sustain the angel almost as much as food and water. So you got to give yourself approval. You don't want to be sustained by other people's approval. So what is the message here? Well, the biggest message I see is that you seem to be a very pile 5. Sorry. Pile 5, you seem to be a real force of nature, like the mountain, literally. You are someone who is unforgettable. You make an impression. You have a real presence. But it's like there's two sides of you. You might be doing this because this could be your natural personality for sure, but there's part of you that is still a bit, feels you're lacking, and almost to the point where you have to be maybe stingy with your energy or stingy with your things. There is something here, maybe even about material abundance too, about not wanting to share the spotlight. I don't know. I think there's a lack mentality despite all this light and all this, how do you say, charisma you're exuding. There's part of you that seems like there's not enough to go around, and that's why you have to be the brightest light in the room. First of all, you're naturally the brightest light. That's just how you are. That's just how you're born. So there's no worry that someone else will take your spotlight. I think it's almost impossible. It'd be like the hill trying to be a mountain, and that's your natural gift. So maybe you're being advised not to be in this lack mentality because it actually dims your light by trying to, I guess, gain approval or gain attention. You actually dim yourself. It's like kind of this thing. I don't know if other people experience it, but I feel like the more you want something or the more you want attention, the less you get it. And I feel, to me, that's protection. You know, I used to really hate that when I was growing up, but now I kind of realized that was protection. You know, I feel like I've been trained my whole life towards detachment and not being too obsessed with the matrix, basically, the 3D and the things that are required. Anytime I might have been too focused on superficial or material accomplishments, I feel like they were snatched. And not in like this bad way. It's just like I got redirected in kind of ways that felt like, what's wrong with me? Why? You know? So I think in this case, they're probably pre-warning you not to get too caught up. Maybe you're gaining some kind of attention, some notoriety. Maybe you're gaining some success and you're not realizing that it's not these achievements that are attracting people to you. It's the natural light within. This is such an odd message to try to give. It's like saying, hey, can you just believe you're awesome and stop trying so hard? Because the more you try hard, the less attractive you are. It's like a very, I'm not even talking like physically. I mean like attracting things to you. The more that you grasp for them, the more they're going to run away. I don't know. It's very, maybe this comes about because you were told to dim yourself at a young age, or you were told that you were too much at a young age. So this might be it. There might be some kind of like, you feel like you're in competition with others when in reality it's yourself holding you back. Oof. Maybe that's why there's two U's. That's why there's two mountains here. There's like this very gregarious, charismatic mountain, and then there's this very stingy mountain who's like, stop minding my stuff. Yeah. It's like you're your own worst enemy in this situation. The only one who can outshine you is you dimming your own light. Oh, man. Well, let me get the tarot cards and see if I'm on track with this. So I have the Shadowscapes Tarot, which my friend got me for my birthday. I like the deck so far. It's very cute. It's very easy to shuffle. All right. Let's see what comes out. Wow, it's kind of blew up. So the bottom is the Fool. See, first card, the Hermit. Second card, the Star. Fourth card, the Emperor. King of Cups. Tower. And then Justice. Well, so first of all, and then I can put this there now. This is super intense energy. I think for sure you're just like a very extremely powerful person. Let me see, move this light a bit. Yeah, you're an extremely powerful person. Like, yeah, are you a politician or something? I think you have to be pretty successful with this energy. There's something here. If you're not now, then there's a good chance you will be. It's like with this hermit energy, I get that like you have a lot of experience. You're perfectly willing to like take time to yourself, go hike in the woods or take a vacation by yourself and recharge. It's like you know exactly when to do that. And then the star, being so inspirational to other people, really taking care of yourself. And then the emperor being like very in control, being very powerful leader. What's he got? A dragon. The king of cups, like very compassionate, loving person. Oh man. The tower, I mean, I think I might put the tower right here. And justice, like very fair, very smart. It's just like you're like pretty amazing. Yeah. No wonder you're shining all over the place. And then the Fool, it's like you retain this kind of youthfulness, this humor, your humility, despite, being so powerful, clearly. I'm wondering if you've realized this yet, or you've been able to attain and get comfortable with this powerful energy yet. Maybe this is why this message is coming through. And the tower, you might be on your way to an Icarus moment, like not understanding and appreciating your power, and that a lot of it is divine. I hate to tell you that a lot of your natural talents are divinely given. They're not things that you worked for. Yes, you have worked hard, probably, likely, to get things, but a lot of what has come to you is because of your natural talents, your natural charisma, your natural abilities, not, how much money you make or what degrees you have or how much you've done at your job. And it's like maybe there's just not enough reinforcement or there's like childhood wounds that haven't been healed, or there's not enough reinforcement from the people around you to make you believe that you are this powerful person. So instead, it's like you're reaching more and more for the material things, the kind of like 3D recognition that you are what you are. It's like, I don't know. Okay, this don't hate me. But it's like, Serena Williams keeps playing and we all know she's amazing, and I've got like zero hate for her. If she can still play all these games and win, then amazing. But you do kind of wonder, if someone's following that example, or if someone's doing that, they keep playing, they keep trying to win more awards when it's already undisputed that they're the best. Who are you fighting with against? Who are you proving yourself to? Because the haters are always gonna hate. The childhood wounds, I'm sorry, that wounded child will always exist. And the best thing you can do is hug your own inner wounded child and say, hey, I love you, I accept you, I'm here for you. But you can't change the past in which you were wounded. You can't go back and demand your parents not instill doubt in you, or go back and demand your parents go to the past and support you more. Like, no amount of superficial or material achievements is going to change the past and what kind of leaves you in doubt today. So the tower here is to tell you, don't keep reaching. Don't end up like Icarus. You will fall if you keep reaching for the wrong things, because you weren't given this light, this charisma, this power to keep getting money, to keep getting titles, to keep getting ranks, to keep getting accolades. You weren't given it for that. You were here to show others that they can be just as powerful as you. You're here to empower others by being powerful, but not and not like holding back, not thinking that you need to compete with people that are not even on your level. It's like, trying to beat little kids at dodgeball. It's like, why are you smacking those kids with the ball like that? We get it. You're the champion. You're like 10 years older than them. And I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't have me tell you this over and over how powerful and amazing you are if you just really didn't believe it. You just didn't really believe it. And that's what we're dealing here. You can't live on people's praise. You can't live on the approval of others. You have to recognize your own greatness and your own power, because that's what you actually are here to give to the world. Because you have all these great things while you maintain, lightheartedness. I think they're also cautioning you against getting too serious, to like taking yourself too seriously. Yeah. There's definitely more of a inner doubt, and I'm believing it's very much connected to the inner child. Inner child wounds, past wounds, kind of making you feel like you're not worthy or you haven't done enough still. So I've got homemade cards for additional messages, and we'll see what comes out there. Oh, am I stabbing myself with them? Here's Treat Yourself again. That one has come out 3 times. Let go of resentment. That one also has come out. Oh. Adapt to crystal. If you're like really a powerful person and all that, Astro's Gallery of Gems in New York City, like right off of 5th Avenue. There's this lady in there, and I've been in there a couple of times, and she always tells me the same stories, and hopefully she remembers me next time. I mean, they're great stories, but basically, like, crystals have really caught on, and especially with rich people who don't who have a lot of time on their hands, and they go to spiritual gurus and all that. So I ended up buying one, but a Brazilian selenite, and she said people come in there because selenite's a very powerful stone, and Brazilian selenite itself is supposed to lead you to like greatness and abundance. So he said people will come in and spend thousands of dollars on huge chunks of these crystals, and maybe you need to not spend like thousands of dollars, but maybe you need to also go to Astro's Gallery of Gems. But we got moderation. So don't buy the $10,000 crystal. Start out. Mine was smaller. It was still pretty expensive, but it was. And then this. What the fuck sauce? Yeah, I'm almost like this time I'm getting like you're kind of worrying over nothing. Let's see. I mean, I can't believe the same ones keep coming out. What's the point of the homemade deck, right? Maybe I need to make it bigger. Let's see. Pay attention to the next song you hear or thing you watch. Yeah, that's a good one. Someone said that in a reading, and yeah, I definitely did pay attention. I watched like anime or something. What was it? So someone said that. I think it was Esso. And I watched Demon Slayer, and it was Gyu. And oh my god, what was the line? Because it's a really good line. It was after he finds Tanjiro, and he decides he's going to let Tanjiro and Nezuko live, and that Tanjiro should be a demon slayer with his sister. And what did he say? Something about oh yes, use the anger inside of you to fuel your growth or something like that, to fuel your strength. Like, because he was so angry over what happened to his family. So yes, maybe use some of that resentment to, I say, maybe not fuel your growth. You already seem like you're growing enough, but if you need that, then growth. But also, if you're so angry about how you were treated as a child or growing up, then be that voice of support to another kid like you, or someone else like you that's struggling. Like, be that person who's like, hey, you're not too much. You are talented. You have potential. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Like, be that. Anyway, angel number time. Oh, man. Is it 237 or 327? We can read both. So let's start with 237. Your dreams are blooming rapidly before your eyes. Continue with your loving focus and intentions. Yeah, be loving. Don't be stingy. 327. Your plan for your life must be aligned with the highest good. If it is, then God's plan will align with yours and will deliver your wishes. If it's not the highest good, then boom, tower. Don't mess around, pile 5. That's what they're here to tell you. You're doing great, kid, but slow down. All right, so that's all I have for you. Hopefully this helps you. Thanks. Hi, pile 6. You chose this rose quartz and Rahab, angel of the deep. So I wonder if he's in the water. Can I tell? Yeah, he's in the water. So I've pulled initial oracle cards for you. I got the Miracles Now oracle. We'll see what that says. When in doubt, I play it out. Okay. Like a dry run. My eyes will see what I desire. Oh, interesting. And what was his message again? Oh, he's an underworld guy. Wow. Okay. So the underworld's an ocean? And we got resolving anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. Okay. And then greeting wellness. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Okay, wait a minute. Balance. Okay, so desiring, conflict played out. Let me see this again. Bring them to a place where they'd never be disturbed. Okay. I feel like there's some need to step away and get some time to yourself. It's like really wanting a vacation by yourself. Why is this? This is a specific message. Someone wants a vacation for themselves, but it somehow doesn't seem right. Like you wouldn't have the money, the time, or you can't go without your family without feeling selfish, just something like that. I think it's going to happen for you, though. One way or another. Maybe you'll be able to work a vacation into a business trip or something, or someone will offer you to go along and it'll work out somehow. Yeah. But I just feel like there's this real need to recharge and probably go by the ocean. Yeah, go by the ocean. If the ocean is healing for you, if water is healing for you, if you need to check your messages or... I mean, to me, the ocean is healing. Even though I don't like to swim in it, I like to be by it. So there might be something with that. So I'm guessing there is this need to get away or recharge because you're having conflict somewhere. There's something that you don't know. I feel like it's something you've been fighting against, but you're not winning. You're not losing, but you're not winning. And I think that you might be trying to over control the situation a bit. It's like you don't trust it to work out in your favor. So maybe it's definitely telling you maybe wish harder or try harder to make this vacation happen, even if it's just like a day or two, to get away. And if hopefully you could be by an ocean or just wherever you prefer, forest, whatever, I think there you need to like take a breather. You need to get some perspective and try to pull yourself away where you don't have to worry too much about other responsibilities. Because it's like when you have a lot of stress, say at work, going home and still having to take care of your kids or your spouse or just deal with your spouse, it doesn't really allow you that time to recharge from work like you would want to. And God forbid if you work from home, then you're never getting away. You're never getting away. So I'm going to go ahead and get the tarot and see where this message is going. So I have the Shadowscapes Tarot, which my friend bought me for my birthday. I really like the deck so far. I love the imagery. And it's really easy to shuffle. Like, I think one of the most disappointing things in a tarot deck is if I can't shuffle it well. I was really hyped about getting the Modern Witch Tarot, but I can't shuffle that thing right. It's so tough. So mostly I use it just to cut the deck. I don't even bother shuffling. I just cut the deck. And weirdly enough, even if I keep going back, I still keep cutting in the same place. So it works. Let's see, first card is Page of Pentacles. Huh. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Let's see what these are. Then 4 Swords. So this is like resting, getting away. 9 of Cups. More ocean imagery. 5 of Cups. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. And then there's Fairies in the Ocean. I like that. That's probably like the nicest 5 of Cups I've ever seen. And then the Moon. Yeah, there's definitely something here about regrets and wishes. Regrets and wishes. So you definitely need some rest. Oh, let me see what the bottom was. The Fool. Okay. You need a reset. Yeah, like an emotional reset. You definitely need to, if you can only get a day away even, and overnight, just like make that the most productive as far as rest and relaxation. And like, I want to say really plan out your itinerary. Even though I resist that, I'm not a big planner myself. But it seems like if you could only get one day, like schedule it, like 10 o'clock, I get a coffee and a bagel and I go sit by the beach or something. And at 1, I'm going to go to the spa and get a massage. At 3, I'm going to watch this live music and like just something like that, where you're getting the most enjoyment in a small amount of time. And I don't know why it's coming to me like you don't have enough time. I don't know. I just feel like you don't. This is something like you'd really have to work to do. Yeah. If you're coming to this pile, I believe like you do have limited time or limited resources to do something like this, or else it wouldn't be coming through so strongly. But yeah, the wishing. It's like you must be a talented manifester, where it's kind of just telling you all you have to do is like really want this and it's gonna happen with this 9 of Cups here. And don't be too focused on times where it didn't happen or what doesn't happen. Like say maybe you want the week-long trip to Aruba or something and you don't get it. That doesn't mean you can't take the weekend away to Ocean City or something like that. I don't even know if Ocean City is nice. I've never been there. Um, yeah. Even though this is a nice Five of Cups, it kind of feels like you need this time to reflect. You might be like very, how you say, evolved or enlightened, and you've been through many cycles of life. You recognize your own patterns, you recognize your own cycles, and you know you're in the cycle where you just need to purge and reset and rest so you can tackle the next stage, even small stage, because I feel like this is not a big stage. It feels like a stage in which you didn't win is all I'm seeing. You didn't win. You couldn't make something happen. You couldn't prevent a falling out. You couldn't prevent the collapse of something. And now you just need to put this cycle to rest. Oh, that's why the Angel of the Deep. That makes sense. You need to honor what has ended. Just let it go. Let things go, or let it play out, like it says, and just honor it. Honor it, like the sad, the good, and the bad, and the sad and the happy, all of it, like all the emotions, because the moon is here. You just have to really reflect on it and meditate. And being by water will help that. But, do what you can. I feel this Page of Pentacles too is also like, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do this. You don't have to be extravagant to do this. It doesn't have to be some resort, Just find like a nice little bed and breakfast. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get my homemade message cards and see if anything else comes out. And I did this sort of thing at the end of last year. I did spend like a couple days at Laguna Beach, and it was very nice. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. Grounding. That's also part of the reset. Oh. Journal it. Yes. Process those feelings. Then sing and dance like no one is watching. Yes. Like be alone. Like have your alone time. Do whatever you want. Then salt bath. Yeah. I've been saying salt bath this whole time. Is this the first time it's come out? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if anything else wants to come out. These all seem like things to do when you're kind of just having some time to yourself. Sing and dance and have a salt bath and do some grounding and meditation outside. Write in your journal. Yeah, these are all things like a little getaway. All right, I think that's fine. And I have angel dice I'll roll for you. 980. God is directing you on your journey. Know that your path is in alignment with divine love. So I feel like in the past, if this is a kind of familiar cycle, because you seem like you have a lot of wisdom and experience kind of with the flow of life, you might be a water sign too. That you're kind of you understand how to handle it now as opposed to before. Before you might have spent a lot of time maybe losing yourself in work to forget about it, or being really hyper focused on your family, and maybe getting a little controlling or something like that. Or it's like I think the angels are proud to see that you understand your own cycles and you know how to handle them, and they're just reminding you to go back to your healthy ways of ending a cycle and honor it and do what you have to do because you know it works. You've done it before. Maybe you had to learn the hard way. And maybe in the past it took you a week or more or months to do this process. And now you have it so down that you could do it in a day. Just a day to yourself, you know you could do it. So that's what I have for you, pile 6. And hopefully that helps you. Thanks.